And we are live.
Mhm.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for Roy whenever he comes on.
Uh-huh.
And is it Sue also?
Bets.
Bets and Bets.
Bets and Roy.
Yeah.
And I
You
didn't
know,
say
that could be a nursery rhyme too if we come up with something.
It could be. We should write our own.
Oh boy, I'm afraid
Well,
now.
today's discussion is on nursery rhymes that could be misconstrued as somewhat morbid.
I was gonna say
And
if we,
it's a long list. Yeah.
it's a long list. Should we say if we write our own nursery rhymes, are we gonna spit in it too?
Well,
Or
only if
add
Tom
thoughts
is
in there?
okay.
I didn't come across any that were about thoughts. So.
Actually, I did.
So
did?
Jay should be happy then, except for that one.
I won't have to bring it up, but I can.
Alrighty then.
What was it?
The first one I came up with. Let's see. Ring Around the Rosie.
Okay.
The Pocket Full of Posy.
Yeah.
Was a Ring Around the Rosie, for example, as you mentioned, was made during a time when people were fixated on death. It was not just in poems, but also in art, songs, and general attitude of everyday life. In short, morbid messages in poems tend to reflect how society felt at large. And I believe at that time, that was the Black Death
Yes.
was going on.
Mm-hmm.
It was written in 1881.
Mm-hmm.
Where was it written? Because what I've noticed from a lot of these were from Somerset, England.
A lot of them were. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
Jack and Jill.
Well, let me, since you went around the Rosie, can I go around the mulberry bush?
Well, as long as you don't leave me behind.
I went around the mulberry bush too, but I've never been in prison. Do you want to explain the story, Nadia?
Yeah, that's the same story. So here we go around the mulberry bush. How exciting it was actually from Wakefield Prison in 1840. In the prison, there were women, and they had to get up early and do their walking, their daily walking.
In the
So
yard.
they had to circle around the mulberry bush. So they decided to help make it sound better by singing while they did the walking. And here's us like, oh, this is so fun.
Yeah.
So
you can with women prisoners.
I know, right? So
Yeah.
we could go from that. Oh my God, I can see like a connection from one place to another. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Now, London Bridge actually is a lot darker than what I expected.
Oh, yes.
That it had to do with the buried bodies of the workers that were working on it that would die, and they left them there, and they said, no, it's a good structural decision to leave the bodies there to help hold up the bridge. But I got even deeper into it, and they said that it had to do with human sacrifice. Even children
Yes.
got trapped down in there, and they would eventually starve to death.
There were so many in that from that one nursery rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what they when we do that, take the keys and lock her up. It's usually they pick which child that they will catch as the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Wow.
And do you know who My Fair Lady was?
I believe it was what was her name?
Let me go find it.
The same one that was Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh, I just drew a blank.
Yeah, Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
No wonder you drew a blank.
I've heard some dark stories about her too. So.
Oh, well, Lord.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That'd be interesting to hear about that, John. But the King John was known for burying the people in the foundation, but his wife was the one who controlled the money. So that's why they kept saying My Fair Lady, because she was like wanted money, and so they didn't have a lot of the equipment or the materials to build.
Mhm.
So what you're saying is she was a gold digger.
She was a gold digger.
Miss Mary Mack, all dressed in black with silver buttons all down her back.
Go for that one. I don't have that one.
I looked up the meaning of Miss Mary Mack in the internet and the library. The nursery rhyme was written as a riddle whose answer is a coffin.
Ooh.
Mary Mack is a more recent nursery rhyme. It is a bit morbid, so it's a good one to study if you so desire.
Is that it?
That's it.
Do you know
Not much of a rhyme, was it?
there's quite a few of these have to do with Henry VIII.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
A lot of these do. Mary,
Yeah, but you shouldn't
Mary.
lose your head over them, you know?
Well, he
If you're
eventually.
married to him, yeah.
Well, that's okay. You're going to do Mary, Mary, quite contrary, but there's Old Mother Hubbard. Do you know who that
Yes.
was?
Well,
Yes.
I think she lived in the cupboard, didn't she?
No, it was actually a Catholic priest, Thomas Wolsey.
Wolsey, the downfall of Wolsey, because he didn't want to convert. Remember, Henry VIII wanted to remove the Catholic. He persecuted the Catholics because he wanted to have the Protestants in there. Yeah, very dark stories around Henry VIII. All of Three Blind Mice was about that too.
Well, Thomas Wolsey, the reason why he was executed, he did not want to give an annulment for Henry's first wife so he can marry. Was it his third wife or second was Anne Boleyn?
He didn't want to annul Catherine's, or was it Anne Boleyn?
No, he was wanting to marry Anne Boleyn, so he had to annul Catherine. And the priest wouldn't do it because I think his Boleyn was Protestant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's when he decided that he would create his own church.
Mm-hmm.
So he wouldn't have to fall into the rules of the
He should have
Pope.
created his own harem.
Well, pretty much.
No, he didn't have a harem. He killed them. He didn't need to have a harem.
Exactly. Yep. The Three Blind Mice is said to be about that time too. The bishops that refused to convert, they were burned at the stake, but they would have to go into these secret hiding places to do their prayers and blessings, confessions or whatever. So they couldn't be seen. But fascinating. Mary, Mary, quite contrary was about, she wanted revenge on her father.
Yes.
This is Mary, the child, when she grew up, and how bad Henry abused Catherine, or was it Anne? It was Catherine.
No, it was Catherine, her mother,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where she got the name as Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
So you're going to tell them what silver bells and cockle shells are?
Well, they thought it was like it sounded like flowers and things, but it's actually not. Weren't they torture weapons or something?
They were torture devices.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? How does your garden grow? Oh, full of torture weapons.
Yeah.
And let's sing about
Fertilizer.
It's crazy.
And Goosey Gander was also execution of Catholics who didn't convert to Protestants.
And had the secret prayer places that they went into. Yeah. It was originally said that Jack and Jill was supposed to be about Louis the 16th and his wife Marie Antoinette, but they said that the timing of the nursery rhyme didn't add up to those years, and that someone contradicted and said it was actually about King Charles the First.
Well, I found a couple depending on if see if I was awake when I wrote this. Hold on. They we're talking about Jack and Jill, right? They said that actually in Somerset in 1765, Somerset, England, where there was actually a man and a woman named Jack and Jill. And so they have a Jack and Jill hill there still.
Oh, okay.
And Jack did go up to fetch water because I guess the well was on top of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And he fell, I guess, a rocky place. He must have fell off the hill. He eventually died. Jill was actually pregnant, and she died right after giving birth from grief, and he became an orphan.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
Then
but
there's
there are others stories to that, Jen. The one that you were talking about, King Charles.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and say that one.
Oh no, and I didn't get the rest of the story. I just concentrated on the timing was off because they kept thinking it was Louis the 16th.
It was King Charles,
Yeah.
and he wanted to raise taxes on liquor.
Mm.
So then when they broke his crown, what they did was everybody was against raising liquor.
Yeah.
So they ended up
they
shortening
poured it all in this bay.
the quart and the half pint. Jack is a half pint, I guess. Jill is a quart. Or is it vice versa? I'm not sure. But what they would do is on the lip of the bottle or of their cup, there was a little fold. So what they did, they had to measure the liquor under that size.
Wow.
And the top was called a crown. So that happened, but he tried some other things and they executed it. There was another one that said that I believe it was also King Charles or maybe later that him and his wife could not have a child. Did you hear that one?
Rockabye Baby came from King James II, and the first 5 children died in infancy or at birth, could not have children, and then finally an heir came along, but there was controversy because they expected that someone else had the baby and brought it in. They passed it off as the heir.
Okay, so in another one with Rockabye, it was actually his mistress who was the child. He married her next, and they figured there was so much corruption that they wanted to kill him and the heir, and that's why. What's the last part? And come down from baby, cradle and all.
Cradle and all.
Yeah, but there are some other things to the Rockabye Baby. Did you see that in 1765? It was the first edition. Bee Bow Baby Lou. Instead of Rockabye Baby, it was Bee Bow Baby Lou. Be my baby, Bee Bopaloo. Okay.
Babaloo.
So it was actually to calm a child down because they had an agreement with the wolf that if any babies would make a sound, they would have to give the baby to the wolf.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So that's how it started. Now I digged a little deeper in this Rockabye Baby mythology. Now here's the part with Egypt. Rockabye Baby came from Egypt. The mythology was Horus was the baby in the tree, symbolizing the cradle of life. And that song was Life, Death, and Rebirth. So that was one of the Egyptian mythologies so nobody really knows.
Coming from the dude that was chopped up by his wife. Okay.
And then his wife, his mother, is that the one?
Horus.
Yeah, I was trying to remember.
Into 14 pieces. And the missing piece that they couldn't find
is in Washington.
Is
all over the earth.
All over the world. Uh-huh.
Man, he was well endowed.
Very Viagra-ish. It's over 4 hours it stood up.
Yeah. He didn't do it, doctor.
There was another Native American woman. They also sang regarding the Native Americans because they said when they would put these babies on their back or put them to sleep, they would put them on a wooden board.
Papoose.
Yeah, papoose, but they would put them on a board.
Mm-hmm.
So they would lay them next to the tree so they could sleep, I guess sleeping, at an angle. So they felt that is also where first Englishmen saw that, brought it back to England, and that's how they figured cradle was in the tree.
They tied all their kids up and put them on trees.
Oh, that's not
I
cool.
thought about it.
Then
Yeah.
there was a king that was so fat and round, he looked like an egg.
Oh,
Sent his
Uh-huh.
army into battle and decided to attend further back. This battle proved disastrous, and the king was killed, which gives us all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Well, there's kind of a twist to that one because there's also a theory that he was a drunk.
I think he was doing the
Could be.
Humpty dance.
And he was okay. And he was just mentally ill and just could not function. And no matter what anybody did, they couldn't get him to rule the way a king should.
Mhm.
Well, I got this one came from Aleister Crowley.
Yes.
Interested in it. It's kind of weird, but Humpty Dumpty represented the egg of the spirit, and the fall was the death, and only the king himself can put Humpty together again. Which is so. This was there was a whole excerpt on Aleister Crowley on these stories. That's what I got because Humpty Dumpty. I think he was scrambled to begin with.
Oh.
He's cracked. All right. Baba Black Sheep.
Yeah,
Okay.
Have you any wool?
There's two different versions that I came up with. One of them was supposed to make it about slavery and selling cotton.
Mm-hmm.
But originally in Britain, the nursery rhyme Tom Thumbs was written in 1744, and it was actually about the Middle Ages wool tax to pay for the Crusades.
Oh,
So there's two different versions to that. I can see both, because if you say the nursery rhyme one for my master, you can look at the slavery side of it, but the wool tax makes sense too, because they would take the crops and divide it in different ways. So some went to the Vatican, the church, which is the dame. And
yes.
the little boy that lived down the lane was the farmer. So it was split three ways. Sounds very familiar with the way our taxes are now. But that was Baba Black Sheep.
And back to Ring Around the Rosy, pocket full of posy. I think the posy was used for, like a metaphor for dying. Then ashes all fall down, goes to the burning bodies.
Yeah. Well, the rosies, pocket full of posies, always got it because the smell was so bad. They would put flowers and sweet things and stuff their pockets full of them, so to keep the smell at a minimum.
Hence the potpourri bags.
There you go.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know the meaning for that.
Exactly. Little Miss Muffet.
All right.
She sat on a tuffet, I think.
She did. So
whatever a tuffet is.
Well, Crowley will describe it, but go ahead, Jen.
There is one version that's just about a little girl named her Patience Muffet was her name. And her father worked with insects. That's what he did. And one of his spiders got loose while she was eating her breakfast and supposedly bit her. Frightened her away means like she died.
Then she could climb tall buildings.
Yeah. The other
radioactive back then.
The other version is Little Miss Muffet was actually a representation of Mary, Queen of Scots. And the spider was represented as John Knox, the controversy of leading up to her beheading.
Okay.
Lots of different versions, I guess, just whoever decided to interpret it.
Well, here's Aleister Crowley's interpretation.
Okay.
Little Miss Muffet was the Hebrew meaning for queen. Melech.
Melech.
Seated on a tuffet was the pits of hell.
Ooh.
And eating curds and whey. So children were sacrificed. The spider was the demon named Spider of death. And it is the fear of death, which first makes a soul aware of death. So it was actually the way it was broken down, and it was very well broken down into a lot of Hebrew meanings for that little Miss Muffet. So, but it didn't give a date or time or date of when this was interpreted or written that way.
Right.
I didn't get anything like that.
It sounds like everything that came from Crowley could possibly be the incantation, because I didn't really get that with the rest of these. It was just more of a dark story, and they tried to put a fun spin on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was specifically trying to look for it because how many times do kids sing it? They sing it in school. So I was looking for it in that version, but there was nothing that was really
Not really.
what we
And
know.
I kind of, like when I was doing my cleansing prayer before the show to make sure none of this, when we talked about it or repeated it, none of that negative energy gets put out there. And I got an instant download of, excuse me, I thought you were the one that preached all the time the intention of your heart. And I'm like, okay. They go, when kids sing this, they don't know that they're singing some horrible, wretched story. They're just doing it to make things rhyme and have fun. So should I tell them one about the Spanish flu?
Of course.
Thing, yeah.
That I didn't know that there was one written for the Spanish flu. It's very short. It said, I had a bird. Her name was Enza. I opened up the window and influenza. I'm like, great. All right.
Well, the Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. That meaning, what they said was the mouse going up the clock was the mouse actually going up your spinal column. So I don't know how that works, but the mouse was represented as the ego. That's as far as I got.
Georgie Porgy.
Yeah, I got Georgie Porgy. Not nice.
1841 it was written. It was supposed to represent the Duke of Buckingham.
Yes.
But I didn't get any more detail on that. Did you?
Yeah, he would rape women, married and single. So when the men went out to play or the boys went out to play, they went out to get him, and they did end up killing him.
Wow.
So Georgie played too much. Now, can we go to my favorite one, the little old woman who lived in a shoe?
Okay. Come in. We're having preschool class. We're doing nursery rhymes today. You want to sing?
I never got nursery rhymes when I was little, so.
It's Father Goose.
It's Father Goose.
Hello, Father Goose. How you doing?
I thought it was only the old woman that lived in that shoe.
Wow.
Well, I was trying so hard to get her connected to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. That would explain all the little kids. But
Sorry, it didn't work out that way.
Well, okay. So the song was she gave who lived in there wasn't a woman who lived in a shoe, had so many children, didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth and bread, and then she kissed them all soundly to bed. But
that's not what I heard when I was little.
Yeah, well, that's the second one.
She beat them.
She beat them. Actually, she gave them some broth, no bread. She whipped them all soundly and sent them to bed. So she actually beat them. Now, what they were trying to represent, that little old woman who lived in a shoe, was this was in England. Supposedly, they say if you twist the map of England, it almost looks like a 1700 shoe, 1700 century shoe. The old woman represented the Bank of England, and the shoe was the old woman was the owners, and then the shoe was the foundation of the banks. The children were the people who had huge debts, who believed in giving money into the bank. Yeah. So when she fed them some broth, no bread, she gave them just a little money to make them happy. When they revolted, then she beat them and sent them to bed.
Sounds like our government.
Yes, exactly. That's what they said. They never learn. We never learn.
Yeah.
So
There were
that's-
more of her than there was, more of them than there were of her. If they just would have revolted, it would have been all right.
yeah. So
Lee's had enough of the nursery rhymes.
Well, I was never brought
He
up.
was
with
never
nursery.
brought up with
I was
nursery
never.
rhymes.
I was never told nursery rhyme.
yeah, I was ready to do Lee.
They
while he
just
was
beat
sitting
you soundly to
Yeah, they
bed.
just beat
Yeah.
him.
I always deserved it, though.
there. No problem. I was going to have him sit there and do little Jack Horner, who sat in a corner.
That's what he was doing. Yep.
I know. I was trying to get to it.
Seriously.
That was an interesting nursery rhyme again in Somerset, Glastonbury. It's about an abbot who tried to give messages to the king so they wouldn't take away his church. So he made this special pie and sent his steward called Horner, Jack Horner.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, send this straight to the king and don't, ruin it. Well, while he was walking there, he was hungry. So he said, you know what, if it's a little pumpkin pie or a plum or whatever, when he put in his thumb and pulled out a plum.
Plum, yeah.
So they said that
Put in
he
his
said,
thumb
I could take a plum. I could take a plum and nobody will notice it, right? Missing. Well, he ended up finding deeds to other houses that the abbot had. So when he put in his thumb and pulled out a plum, he pulled out some deeds that now were his. And he couldn't. What a good boy am I? Because
What a good boy am I. Uh-huh.
yeah, but he couldn't get in trouble because it was illegal that the abbots had it. The abbot had it.
Wow.
So if he would have said he stole my deeds, they persecuted the abbot because some of the deeds were missing. So yeah, what an interesting song for kids to sing.
Wow. Okay.
I did have this gentleman say that most of these nursery rhymes were not intended for children. They were poems for the adults.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's two questions I have, if it's okay, if I could pull my Vippy. First of all,
really for Vippies, isn't it?
no, it's too early. Yeah. Who is Mother Goose? Who
Me.
would be? Well, you right. Okay. Well, I guess we don't need the cards on that one.
All right.
But who exactly is this Mother Goose who put these books? There's two books. It was Mother Goose.
Howard Hughes.
Grin or something like that. It wasn't Grimm. It was Grin.
It's Grimm's and do you remember Aesop Fables?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's all of them. They all worked. They had different books.
Yeah.
written.
There were two for these nursery rhymes, and one was Grin something.
So
and
you
then
want to
there's-
know who Mother Goose is representing? Like
Yes.
if it's a person?
Wasn't he in the army fighting during World War II?
Oh, with you, Ace.
It's just bacon.
I think his name was it wasn't Clark Gable. It was what was his name?
What's with you guys? Katharine Hepburn, Clark Gable?
I know, really.
No,
We're talking about our age.
Yeah, right.
No, I could picture him. I just can't come up with the name.
Stewart? Damn Stewart?
Start.
Stewart.
No, not Stewart.
Now, this is an interesting reading because you're about to find out who's responsible.
Yep.
Cary Grant.
King of Cups. Good thing he.
But
It's a good thing I changed my name.
remember, King of Cups is a very loving person. So
Of course.
he wanted to make the pages happy all
Oh.
around the world so that
Yes.
you forever have good childhood memories. So there was good
Exactly.
intention.
So
So
he
you're
identified
admit to doing this
As-
one, okay?
As long as nobody pissed me off.
The base card is Ace of Wands. So being creative and running with the idea of putting it all together. So it was really about the kids' happiness
Darn, I was
So-
hoping for Ace of Swords. That would have been funny.
Well, it has I'm getting the feeling that he wanted to take all the negative in the world and turn it to something positive and fun for kids to do and play and forget about all the negative. So there was good intention behind it.
Well, on that light note, I have a dark question.
Oh, great.
Oh,
If-
thank you.
If
Hey,
the
that's
Ace of Swords comes in here. Okay.
I should have asked the other question first then. The other question is pertaining to Rockabye Baby.
Okay.
Is it connected to the Cabbage Patch that we talked about in France?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. No problem whatsoever.
I get some. Some connection.
I think there is.
Wow. Interesting picture that comes up with this deck. Ace of Pentacles. See the tree?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
You start sweating.
he's like, oh, it's an ace. Okay, it's not me. That's a generational tree, but there's loving energy behind the intention. The original. So I think the one that we've been reading is manipulated.
Yes.
So it had good intentions.
Or was it manipulated because it was part of the way they manipulated to make it connected to those Cabbage Patch Kids?
The original intention is happiness, celebration, but it is connected because it was ended up being about loss.
Okay.
That's sad. See, the enemy takes good stuff and manipulates it to be bad, but God will take it back and say, I'll make it for good. So it did
Yeah.
make it, but it does rock a lot of little babies to sleep. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I that's why they had so many different editions for that Rockabye Baby. They probably did try to corrupt it. So did anyone else have any ones that we did not add?
that was my list.
Yeah, that was my list also.
Ooh, I got one more.
We figured that we'd have you to
I'm
carry
filling
all
all
the
the
rest of them.
blanks.
Well, I mean, we were talking about Peter Pumpkin Eater, and you guys had that other one, Jack.
Jack Sprat. Who could
Jack
eat like
Sprat.
I
that.
didn't read Jack Sprat. That's a very long nursery rhyme.
Did you do all your research while you were jumping on the bed? Just curious.
Falling off, that would wake me up.
Oh, you bumped the bed. Uh-huh.
Hence the third monkey jumping on the bed.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah,
I could
I
have
mean-
sworn she was the second one.
And this is another one that was an Aleister Crowley, because when I thought of Peter Pumpkin Eater had a wife and couldn't keep her, I thought, let's think of it in the dark view of him eating her because he couldn't keep her.
Well, I thought she was just a Jezebel, but okay.
Well, he put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well. You know, preservatives really started back then.
Could be.
But-
Yeah, and turned her into like a pie or something.
That's what I thought. That's what I really thought. But in the Aleister Crowley thing, it was Peter is considered Arahat, the monk who achieved enlightenment and put an end to his resurrection. So when he put her in a pumpkin shell, you know how those monks have the orange outfit?
The
So
sash, yeah.
Yeah, the sash. So he enlightened her also.
Oh.
Ooh,
This-
did he now?
I'm thinking this is coming from Aleister Crowley, and I'm going, that actually sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds like a positive thing.
It sounds like a positive thing, and that's why I'm like, is this the real one we're talking about? But I mean, he did have knowledge to esoteric things that we didn't.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So not everything probably, maybe it was the beginning when he was a child.
He was very into divination tools and
Yes.
Kabbalistic stuff, but I can't say that all his intentions were good, but he knew the secrets. But that's why he agreed to go along, and so did the Vatican. Don't let people know. Tell them it's evil, so they don't know the tricks of connecting with divine spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's now I'm done. I think I'm done.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to keep going, Mr. Baker?
Yeah. What did you
What?
bake?
Plum pies.
Plum pie. Did you stick your thumb in it?
Yep.
Okay.
Which one? Which one?
The plum pies.
Oh, the baker. Okay. Well, did you ever put 4 and 20 blackbirds in it?
Oh, sing a song of
Well,
sixpence.
we tried, but we could only fit 26.
I always thought that nursery is one of my favorites, and I memorized it as a kid. It always reminded me of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So
The birds, boss, the birds.
the birds. So with that, he put the birds in the pie, then he put them in the oven, and then you open it up and they're singing.
Mm-hmm.
Was that prison?
Well, if you go sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king?
Well, if you put them in the oven, they are not going to be alive to sing. But I would say if you put them in the oven, like say that was prison and they were the ones singing, the prisoners singing.
So the blackbirds have got to represent something, because if you go further into the nursery rhyme,
Look at him. He's like, you just put flour.
And all of a sudden they're singing, "Nobody knows the trouble I've seen."
we should ask him because he baked the pie. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to ask him. But I can't hear him because I'm busy jumping on the bed.
Yeah. The king was in the counting house counting out his money. The queen was in the parlor eating bread and honey. She didn't get no pie. The maid was in the backyard hanging out the clothes. Along came a blackbird and snipped off her nose.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So you got.
This is you for being nosy.
I still think it's metaphoric, but I didn't get into that one. I was focused on some of the more popular ones.
Yeah, she was nosy, so it snipped her nose off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to look at it in metaphoric because it. Well, I mean, even as a child, you would say, "Wasn't she in the oven?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. All right, I am now done. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, what? You're not
No,
done.
I'm looking at Terry's little joke there. What did the
He's
little
got nursery rhyme themed jokes today. I love it.
I like it. And there
What?
was something with the piggies. There was something with the piggies and going to the market.
Oh yeah, they all died. They didn't run to each other's houses or what was it? Go to the market. Yeah, they weren't shopping. They were food.
They were good. And that one did go wee wee wee
Mhm.
All the way home.
to the bathroom.
All right, we want to get into some questions.
Sure.
I've only got 2 that are starred right now.
I got a couple in the coffee from Marcy.
Okay, if you would like to go ahead and do the coffee.
All right. Marcy's first one is, who took the Excalibur sword, if anyone?
We gonna do King Arthur again?
The baker did it.
I think the third monkey has been getting in everybody else's dreams these days.
Who actually took the Excalibur?
Yeah.
Is it an Avalon in the Middle Earth?
I don't know. I haven't got the cards yet. Hang on.
Yeah,
I'm getting back. It's back in the stone in Middle Earth, Shambhala.
Avalon. Well, I don't know. I see Avalon, but Shambhala.
Shambhala.
It's back there. Are they waiting for another King Arthur to come to remove it again?
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Well, yeah, but that okay. Let me just start from the beginning. Five of Swords. This was taken very strategically. It doesn't actually say who, but it's heavily guarded. Now, in the future, it will be removed again, but here's the star card. So think off-world.
So an off-worlder would come, or
It's on the hologram deck.
It's hope, optimism. Something about that sword is about healing.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the off-world or galactic ships is called Shambhala.
It has to. Someone has to have the heart of a child, purity.
Oh, not the mine. I was ready, but it's
I don't think we'll be able to pull that one out. So
the mind.
so
So it is in Middle Earth, or it is in or off-world.
well, it says in the future, off-worlds will come
Oh, they
get
will
the sword. So okay, so Four of Swords. If you look at the picture, it's the surface is up here, and this is down secretive, way down. So look at it as Middle Earth. Yeah.
Nice. Love those cards.
And Two of Pentacles as above and below there.
Yes.
Yeah. So look down.
It's spent its time above. Now it's spending its time below.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Marcy's second question. Is the Holy Grail within us, in our genes? And you
In our DNA.
In our DNA. Yeah. And I always thought that was the God's DNA. That's what he wove us together with. That's what I always believed, but I'll pull cards on it.
The Holy Grail.
Mm-hmm.
They have the knowledge is within us.
I get a yes.
Yeah. I get a yes. So Monty Python was wrong.
Wow.
Except killing
It's
that.
just a flesh wound.
Yeah, I just think downloaded. Yes, you are the sword of the spirit. There's the king and queen of swords.
Yes.
All generations, all God's children. It is within us.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional. Beautiful. So, yep. Okay. That's all I have.
No Renee's?
Nope.
Okay. We'll go to the start then. Well, let me check my coffee page first.
Okay. Make sure you
Refresh.
got hazelnut.
Refresh.
Yeah, I got my hazelnut.
Okay.
Nope. No questions. Dragonfly, first start question. My husband works for a municipality. His retirement went from over 300,000 to 200,000. He is considering quitting and rolling it into an IRA. Any advice? He is considering quitting his job after 23 years. So do we have any advice?
Okay.
Should he quit and roll it into an IRA? Would be the first question, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with should he quit first, because I'm not getting a yes on that one. He quit first. I see a no.
I'm getting a yes. Oh, we have a deciding factor here.
Oh, the 8-ball.
Oh, that would be another deciding factor.
Ego step aside.
I get huge yes. All these are yeses. Absolutely.
Warm up
quit.
those hands.
I'm on. I just cleared it up, and I said, "Ego, step aside."
To quit, the huge yes. 10 of Swords, to surrender to the job. Just don't do it anymore. The World, you've reached your goal. That means completion. The World card is completion. And Temperance means this will bring peace of mind. Okay. And you just need a better balance in your life. So yeah, it is a strong, all three cards are yeses to quitting the job.
And
Now,
I'm also getting a strong yes to rolling it into an IRA.
IRA.
The money that he has.
Okay, let's see.
I don't know if I should ask this question, but
Are you talking
But I'm
about
going to.
piggyback? Is the monkey talking about piggybacking on somebody else's question?
I always do that.
Jumps
Well,
in.
hold the piggyback. Hold on. Speaking of, that was the first card I bought. She's piggybacking. Okay.
There you go. The monkey is piggybacking again.
That's it. The cards, that's a lot of burden. That some of that's going to go to the deep state. I'd be very, very careful. This says do more of an investment in projects.
Yeah.
Make a deal. And I'm actually getting that you should invest in some of it, a little bit of it should be in gold. Okay. The IRA, I'm not getting that that's good at all.
Yeah, it's not good at all. But
I would invest it in gold and silver, but
yeah. Well, any of the precious metals and assets that are going to back the financial system. The base card on that 17 is inner conflict, and this is tension, and this is the deep state's tricky. And until this thing totally goes through with Nasara Jasara, that's a huge risk because it's all digital. You don't have anything in your hand. So be very careful.
oh yeah, she says all of his retirement is in BlackRock and Vanguard.
And
See,
that is the deep state.
that's
That
why I
is.
was getting a no, by the way, guys. The question.
Uh-huh.
No, because I asked, and here's the thing I wanted to ask Dragonfly. Another thing is, I think they're cutting his money because they know he knows things. And the new people that are coming in are going to use him to know what is messing up. So they want to cut his money to make him quit. But if you put that in IRA, you will lose it anyway. That's what I got. So I don't know. Because
I don't know if he can sue for it.
I don't know.
Now, a lot of you have to work. If you work for the government in any way, shape, or form, you can't touch your retirement. You have no choice what it gets invested in. Lee was the same way when we moved to Kentucky. He just withdrew it, and we invested in humanitarian with Zim bonds, and we actually bought some dinar here recently.
So he can withdraw it?
He can if he quits. You have to quit. You cannot work for them and have any control over where your money is put. They have full control. So they take it and reinvest it into the stock market, and it just rolls around and you have no idea where it's at. Mm-hmm. So he has to quit if he wants control over it, and they will penalize you. There is a percentage on taxes that you do have to pay.
Yeah.
Mary, will my foster dog Skipper get a foster today on the Trick Mackey show?
Let's hope so.
Trish Mackey?
Trish Mackey?
Trish? Well, her foster dog Skipper. And I get a yes.
Yeah, I get a yes too.
It'd be a good house. It'd be a good home.
Apparently, he's going to go live with the baker. Yes. Strong chance. Ace of Swords says yes. A male. King of Cups. Both your cards came into this reading.
Why is everybody always picking on me?
And tomorrow we will hear about his next name.
His new name.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will let this one go for a little bit.
Oh goodness. And it's not our skipper in the chat room. This is
Yeah, I
a
see
doggy,
that.
not our skipper.
I
Okay.
was going to say, congrats, Skipper. You're going to a new home.
Bring her up for adoption, love. Did you know?
Oh, let's see. Did you get a yes on that?
I got a yes on. I said it with
Okay.
you.
Did you?
He's
Let's
still
rewind the
traumatized
replay.
that both his cards came in.
I was too focused on the 2 cards that came in.
Okay, yeah.
No, I said it before the 2 cards.
I know.
And I
I
came over to
focused
see-
on the answer from Jim before.
No,
He's
you
in shock.
Karnak
He's
the
in limbo.
Magnificent still at work.
Karnak still
All
here.
right.
No, actually, I got a little tingling here, which meant the root chakra. So he's going to go to a new home. That's why I had to make sure: is this the number 1 chakra? So,
Number 9.
number
Number
1.
9. Number 9.
There's
Can
no,
you poll on the connection with Mary Jean and myself, please, says Terry.
If Mary Jean's okay with it.
Is
That's my
Mary
rule.
Jean
I have
in
to
the
have-
chat?
Yeah, I have to have permission from both sides.
Let us wait until Mary Jean comes back. I'll hold that in the starred section until
I'm
I
gonna
don't
see
mind,
her.
I don't mind doing it, but I've a couple of times I've had somebody say, please don't pull again on me. I didn't give permission. So I'm very careful now, just to be respectful.
oh, I'm going and looking through, seeing if Mary Jean did give a.
Oh, there's Mary. Mary Jean is in the chat. Okay.
She was. I don't know if she still is.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm going in the back to the beginning to see if there
She's
was
going in the back door. Oh, Lord. She'll let in all the flies now.
Yeah, you know,
She doesn't do well with flies. I hope not.
That door is always open.
The flap is always open.
Ooh. All right, Skipper, come with me.
Well, anybody
No,
else have questions?
I don't see anything here.
Yeah,
So-
I haven't seen anything for a bit from.
So we can hold that till later then?
Yeah, we'll hold it
Okay.
since 10:40 my time.
Okay.
I don't have any more questions right now.
I don't either. Well, while we're waiting for them to think of some, if they do, next week's topic. Did we have one? Did we have one in the wings? Because if not, I have an idea.
No, we don't have one in the wings.
Go for
We
it.
took care of both wings already, so
Wings
unless
goes-
there's a
I
third
don't
one that came,
Too.
they
Cause
usually
of it.
come in pairs.
Yeah, Wings
Right.
just said I don't have it. Okay. He did help me come up with the idea, though. It was something I had been studying. I think it's very interesting. The Kozarev mirror.
The
Say
what?
it again.
Kozarev mirror.
Is
It's
that
the
with a
Russian.
K?
Yeah, Kozyerev. He had created a very low budget, and it helps you go beyond densities. It's time travel, basically. It's using mirrors and frequency. And basically, they were trying to prove that the past, present, and future are happening all at the exact same time.
Well, we can go for this one. I don't know how much information we could find, but I mean, mirrors are already portals. We know
Yes.
that.
They
And
are.
And mirrors already reflect your past lives.
Mhm.
I can't see them. There's too many.
I thought it was fascinating. The Y-Files did an episode on this.
Okay.
Lizard people. There is actually quite a bit of information still on YouTube about it because I started looking into it and I thought, this is interesting. You can make one yourself. And I went, not that I want to.
No, we're not doing a how-to thing.
With DIY.
DIY mirrors.
So we'll do a DIY here. Mary Jean says go ahead for Terry's question. And then lizard people. No wonder I look scaly in the morning.
You need some lotion, darling. Oh,
You pull the cards and I'll pull on the connection.
okay. Interesting. Okay, keep pulling. Married. They were married.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
my brother.
Oh boy.
oh Lord. Trouble in paradise already.
All right. Terry, you were the king. She was the queen. So Terry was the husband. Mary was the queen.
I got Terry. My brother's the king.
Mary Jean cheated on Terry with a younger man.
Ooh. She was always in battle. That's why. Don't blame her.
Yeah. Yeah. And they had a little one out of it. Yeah. This is generation. So they Mary Jean had an affair and they carried on a generation after that, but it wasn't Terry's.
Sorry, Terry.
Terry left you, Mary Jane. So, wow. Okay. They're going to have it out. Okay. King of Wands says, Mary, how could you? As if we should take these things personally in this timeline. Yeah.
We should check if anybody on the live chat is their illegitimate child.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah. I want to see if it's the Ace of Swords, please.
Oh,
Please,
my
please,
goodness.
Please, please.
Let's find out if the child is here. It'll at least tell me male or female.
Please be Ace of Swords. Please be Ace of Swords.
Well, there's so many in
I
here.
am well versed in being a bastard child.
There's so many people in here that I've dedicated a card to. So if it comes out, I could very easily
Pick one.
pick one.
I don't know if this is an actual question or what.
Okay.
Can't make heads or tails out of it.
Well, wait, Jen's pulling on the
Okay.
illegitimate child in this group.
Really?
No, child, never meant to be. No, child.
I hear the term monkey. I don't know.
Oh. Ooh. I'm not a poo flinger, don't worry. Uh-oh, it is king. It is
It
Ace
better
of
not be Ace or
No.
King of Cups.
It's not. No, it's actually Jojo Patry.
I was just gonna say the fool.
Oh my.
She gonna call me now.
Oh my God, I swear to God, I was gonna say the fool.
The
That's-
war has
That's
started.
Joe's card. And yeah, that she was the young page, independent now because Jojo's not married.
Sorry, Jojo. I mean Joe, because we have a Jojo.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we have
this is
another
the
JoJo.
question.
Wow.
From what you all said yesterday, is that why Skipper has so much anger all the time? Am I that closed?
You hanging on to some things. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jojo, she just texted me. She goes, "What the hell did I do now?"
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
This time you didn't do anything. Mary Jean did.
You didn't do it. Apparently, you're the
Brought to you
bastard
by
child of
Mel
Mary Jean and
Brooks's
Terry.
Blazing Saddles.
All right. Being that we're going through these higher frequencies and going through some tests, that some things surface. So some people are getting anxiety, stomach issues, anger issues. Yeah, anger issues. So whatever's coming up, it needs to be released. And that's why I mentioned to you doing those forgiveness techniques. Whoever comes into your mind first, go ahead and do the forgiveness on them, cut it, you will be healed, and you will actually feel lighter. And it works both ways. It's forgiveness to them and forgiveness to yourself for holding on to it.
It's also childhood trauma, childhood memories that you may have gone through with your parents. There's some things that you need to have a little bit more mercy and grace with yourself because you were a child and you need to release that from your parents as well. So if there's some things that happened to you as a kid, all that's been bottled up.
Yeah. It's been over. I don't deal with it. Well, they're coming to the surface now. That's when you're doing your spiritual work and you're joining us.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to bring things up to the surface that you have to deal with and then move on. So if it's okay, I'd like to say I have this analogy of a person growing up, and every time somebody hurt them, you carry this rock. And going through life, do you know how many rocks you are carrying? But the person who gave you that rock has no clue. They're light because it's gone over, forgotten about, but you're still carrying that load. So when you do work on the forgiveness, each person you do is a rock being cut away from you.
That's right.
You can
Skipper,
name yourself Rocky.
Yeah, the base card on that Skipper is the Chariot, and that's moving forward and overcoming adversity and bringing the darkness into the light. That's what that's at. So you absolutely can do it. I see that he said in the chat there was lots of that childhood trauma, things like that. Well, those are the things. That's why you're angry, love. You've never, we're taught just grow up, get over it. No, we don't. You've got to deal with it. It doesn't make you weak.
Yeah, maybe I can repeat this over. Most of us who are here are light workers. We volunteered. Our soul contract was to come down here as a light worker. However, if we came down at the time we did, the dark was much more stronger than a light worker. You would have been shown. They would have found you. You could have been traumatized or killed, whatever. So what the soul contract was, and I always laughed because I always said, oh, you want to be a light worker? Okay, go take package B and then come to Earth. And it comes with abuse, mental, physical, sexual abuse. It comes with a narcissist. This package is just full of fun stuff that you're like, I didn't sign up for this.
Hercules, yay!
Mm-hmm. But you know what? You put yourself in such a shell, and it's not just you, Skipper, a lot of people, you put yourself in such a shell that now is the time to shed those shells and boundaries. By the seashore. And well, he's a skipper, so I guess
you're going to do tongue next time.
So now it's time, now that you're in a soul family who are all doing their work, shedding it, being vulnerable, accepting changes that will help know that you are safe, will help you get out of that rut of anger. Welcome to the family.
Yeah, you fit right in.
But also put boundaries on other things. Don't let any more come in.
Don't let any more on the ship.
Yes.
All right. Caroline, question. Why do the randomly hold a check from one of my clients for 12 days?
Depends on the bank.
Why do
the bank and type of account?
Yeah, actually, if it's a small bank, they may be holding it for more interest they collect from it.
That's true.
I wonder if you can cash it at that person's bank, and then they can't put a hold on it.
Oh, the baker took it. No, very
Was it the baker or the banker?
baker.
The
The Ace
baker.
of Swords. No, there's a quantum card. This bank is switching over to quantum. They can't do any transactions. Not like
Money, money, money.
Well, we did pull on her too, and it looked like she's getting close for them to paying off her mortgage. Can we see if that's true, Jed?
paid off her mortgage.
That she's going to get that RV soon.
Okay.
Chase is my bank, and her is a credit union. Ooh, is it Chase that's going to be quantum?
Chase will be
She is getting close to paying off the mortgage.
Yeah, I think that's what they're working on.
Yes, give it time. Mr. T is here. But we're manifesting it. We have all the tools to do it. The Emperor comes in there. So this is why, even though we don't want to, keep an eye on the political scene right now. The base card is Six of Swords, moving out of troubled waters. You're just waiting to hear about this information. But yeah, it is going to happen. But they're switching over to quantum. With that star card, that is my quantum financial system. So they're doing something and they just can't process that check right now.
Nice.
Marcy, I crave the sun to be in water. Am I connected to the mermaids?
As long as you're not
Ask Aquaman.
Craves the sun and then water. I get both. Like a soft yes. Maybe Atlantean.
I get Sirius B.
Orion?
No, not Orion.
Sirius B.
Sirius B. Sirius star system.
Yeah.
The B planet. Or the B star. Be a star.
Okay, so it's both. So it is Sirius B. Okay, look at the stars. Okay, but transferred to Atlantean.
Wow.
Okay,
Good job, Baker.
it's both. Absolutely.
Yeah,
You were given the choice, and you really weren't quite sure which one to choose, but you chose Atlantis. That was a good choice for you. That was good.
nice.
Wow, they both came in there.
Yeah, Sirius B is a water planet. Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I'm just checking to see if y'all got picked up on what Jules's question is.
What is it?
Oh,
It's right here.
Okay.
oh, okay.
My daughter Casey would like to know if she would get asking price for her house or more. Okay. Will she get the asking price for her house? I'm
No.
getting she'll get more.
That's why I'm getting a no.
Ask if she'll get more.
She'll get more. Is there a blockage? Because I'm getting there she might get they might ask for more, but there's a something blocking it.
You will get more. This is a positive contract. There's the couple that's interested in it. There's your king and queen of wands. Okay. But they have to work on negotiation. Eight of Pentacles is they're working on how they're going to get the money and how they can pull from their investment. Seven of Pentacles, they're leaning on the hoe. They're trying to get some more money rounded up. Yeah, but it looks like she's going to get some more out of it.
The hoe says 6 weeks.
The host says
Oh, says 6 weeks. Okay.
nice. Good job.
Yeah, the base card is Hierophant. Have faith, okay? You need to remember your faith in this. So tell Casey it's going to be all right. Think positive. They're working on it.
Check your coffee page. I'll check mine. I don't see anything in the chat just yet. No, I don't.
Nope.
Nope, on my end either. Where are we? We still have 20 minutes. Come on, people. I know you got questions.
They're tired. What's everybody's plans for the 4th?
Not to get blown up.
Wake up. Wake up.
Yeah. Well, Harrisburg's doing their fireworks tonight.
Are they? Nice.
Well, we're having severe storms later today, and tomorrow's supposed to be really bad.
Well, hopefully the storm that's coming through will be rain for you so they can wet the house down in case they want to do fireworks nearby.
Well, I'm really surprised that the neighbors haven't tried to blow any more up. After that one time, Lee just simply walked out on the porch and stood there and stared at him until we like,
Oh, did they really? Is it the one with the dog?
yeah.
Lovely.
And the dog hasn't been back since Sable whooped him.
Nice. Beautiful.
Sable cut up his nose and his eyes. That's our kitty cat. Yeah.
Well, cats can be very protective.
He's
There's
very
one. Jules. Will Tyler's court case come out positive?
I'm hearing depending what the definition of positive is.
Yeah, I'm getting like a yes, but there's more to it. Maybe more negotiating or something.
No, before I even put my hands out, it said depends on what you say is positive. So it's a neutral for me.
Okay. This has something. It's really going to depend on how Tyler handles himself and what comes out of his mouth. Okay, so he may have a lot deep down that he hasn't expressed yet. He's going to want to come charge forward and speak his mind, but remember that can cause conflict. Okay, but it looks like you're going to have a loving judge, and you have the Sun card, and that's positive. So if Tyler is fired up about something,
Tyler needs to think before he speaks.
he's going to have to reel it in, okay?
Maybe that's what the positive is. To not
Lots of swords in this reading. So strategically use your words. And if this has to do with the page, think positively, okay?
Think swords.
think so.
Don't fight with them, okay? All right.
Caroline, are my neighbors going to be kind with fireworks this year?
Okay.
I have a yes.
Yeah, I get a strong yes. Probably more so than past years.
Maybe you'll be having, I don't know, some sheriffs coming around that are going to stop all that.
Well, this looks like the hermit comes in. Divine creator, of course, you're always protected, but the hermit in this is represented. They're going to be kind of reclused this year. They're not going to do a whole lot.
They
They'll
have
do
no
ju-
money.
Well, here's you got cups, meaning they'll do enough for the kids to have some fun memories, but it really is generational money. There's no money to do it.
Yeah,
They'll
exactly
do
right.
they'll do just enough. They'll do a little bit of celebration, but it's not going to be all out destructive and loud and keeping you up all night.
Well,
Oh,
here in Chicago is the first year that they are not going to do fireworks.
Wow.
Yeah, Chicago, the city of Chicago is not doing fireworks this year.
Wow.
Talk about money.
Well, what are you going to do?
I stopped lighting fireworks. I mean, I may go. I mean, we have a village of Tinley Park, and I may just go and watch it. But I too have this problem with Schneider having anxiety with the. Actually, he wants to go chase it. Not anxiety. He just like protective mode. So
Yeah.
as soon as they blow up in the area, he's looking for it to go after it.
Wow.
all right. King of Wands. When will I buy a house? Well, that would depend on you, and when you have the money, I suppose. Working on getting the land and then looking at mortgages.
Okay.
Looks like he's got it planned out.
Got to start somewhere. It doesn't hurt to look. Lee and I are looking all the time.
So am I.
All right.
Can I find this one?
I'm getting 6 months.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, this says within a year. You have lots of tens in here. You're wanting to start something new. This is happy optimism, starting on a new path, new project. You feel kind of stuck right now, but that's okay. The world is really at your feet. This is starting a new beginning. 10 of Cups. You've got all these tens in here. 10 of Swords is surrender to the thought process that you're stuck. Don't think that you're stuck, okay? Absolutely know that this is already yours. It's in the works. Do you have all those tens? And the Strength card is your last card. So I'd say within the year.
Within the year. Within this year, that would be December.
Yeah.
6 months.
6 months. Is this mathing?
We're mathing.
Within 6 months, within the year. Well, let's see.
Renee.
What'd you get? Monkey?
Monkey had 7, just like my brothers and sisters.
Oh,
I had
they were
7.
close then.
Yeah.
All right, Renee.
Renee says, didn't you all talk about grid lines? Am I on one? Nadia's doing that project and we haven't completed it.
Who is?
Renee.
Renee.
Did I didn't get her where she's at location.
She's in Monterey.
Monterey, California, is that?
Uh-huh.
No, Monterey, Spain.
Hey, I don't know my place.
Did you
The
fail
cheese.
geometry? Or did you fail geography?
Yeah, I failed geometry. Yes, I did. Geography.
What a coinkydinky.
Here's the cheese.
Actually, I got a D in
Monterey
geography.
Jack. Yeah, Renee, she's working on it. It's a project. She's anybody that volunteered their whereabouts.
Yes.
All right. Jules, Divine Spirit, have any messages for her?
Okay.
King of Wands. When I get the money, everyone can get a house.
Mhm.
Nadia gets a house. Jen gets a house. Everybody gets a house.
We're working on it.
Yep. Speaking of working on it, you know that website email you gave us for dinner recap? I
No.
try opening it up, and now they want me to have a membership for it.
It just bypass that. It doesn't mean you don't have to pay anything. You're not missing anything. They just put it in a different format.
Yeah, when I bypass it, it won't let me get anything. It won't let me see anything.
I have the key. I'll send you a copy.
They know who you are.
Yeah.
They know who I am.
Come
All right,
and
Jules.
take it away, ha.
Skipper. Oh, Nadia. How did you know, Skipper?
Jules is still working on finding her voice, walking away from things that aren't serving you any good anymore. Okay, that are too much burden. Finding your voice means standing up for yourself and what you want and the journey and path that you want to take. All right, the Fool card represents starting a new journey, take a leap of faith, but you need to stand up for yourself. The base card is Chariot. Remember, that's moving forward. So, if you want to move, stand up. You tell Rich, I'm leaving. Bye. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, they're just
Rich is hoping you're kidding.
Find your find your voice and what you want, and you speak it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that's it for the questions.
King of Wands wants to buy some dinar, but don't know how much you can trust eBay. I wouldn't use eBay.
No.
I use APMEX, APMEX. They have really good deals on dinar.
This was there. And if they don't have any more, there's
Oh, wait, there is one.
100
Oops.
trillion. 100trillion.com or $1trillion.com. Let me see which one it is. Yeah, that nice king put Ho Nadia on it, huh? I saw that.
It jumped on me. You leave me alone. Stop picking on me. Question from Caroline. Does my idea for my school what they want me to do?
Okay.
Grammar police is stepping away from that one.
I know what she means.
What?
It's her humanitarian project.
Well, I figured that much. Is she talking about the spirit wants her to do?
Yes, this would be good for all generations in the future. This would be a great, beautiful place for children to learn. And of course, right now, you're tired of waiting for money. I know that. Spirit, it's okay. But they're reminding you there are secret thieves out there right now, and that's why the delay is happening. So, but Spirit totally backs you up, Caroline. It's beautiful. It would be a beautiful retreat and place for learning. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right, Caroline. Charlie Brown is a clown. He's a clown.
Why is
that Charlie Brown?
You know me?
Renee wants to know, am I going to Baja to go fishing with family? Will it be a smooth trip? She's going with her son and other relatives.
I got a yes.
I get a yes, and having a good time.
Yeah.
Bring your dune buggy.
She said she's wondering if she's going to have a good time because their 90-year-old father-in-law wants to go. Okay.
Oh, yeah? He wants to drive the dune buggy.
Oh, okay.
I think he's looking for a can. It's funny. It's funny. I mean, I used to have a lot, like, where do I want to buy dinars? And they would give me a list of them, and now it's very limited.
Thank you, Jules, for the coffee.
Okay. Renee, you're going to be tempted not to go because of fear of the unknown, but I love this card. This
Have fun.
is, you need to stop worrying about the dude in the wheelchair. And he may not be in one. He may not be in one, but you need to stop worrying about it.
That
It's
is
all
funny.
good. It's all right. Have faith. This is a good victory. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Ace of Cups, emotional fulfillment. You will have a beautiful time.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. I think we've got it.
All righty.
It is 125.
All right. Thank you, Skipper, and thank you, Jules, for the coffees.
Yep.
And Marcy,
All
of
right.
course.
So tomorrow is not going to have a show.
No, I'm not doing anything either. It's the 4th.
Friday is around is potpourri.
Yep.
Usual time. Then I'm on Saturday
Okay.
at 1 Pacific.
Saturday.
But
And
I
then-
updated my community page for this month's shows.
Okay.
All right. And then next week, we're going into these mirrors. We're going into them.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to go into
I'm
it.
not going to Home Depot to get the stuff to build it, but
I just want to ask mirror, mirror on the wall.
it's just interesting the stories of what these people saw when they went in and how they could see themselves in multiverses. There's different versions of them.
And I'm not fair at all.
I'm pretty tan, so.
You think you have a lot of lives in this density? Try getting in that mirror. You're going to see millions of you doing different things.
I'll be fractured.
Yeah, but still always have care. Be careful. I mean, if you don't know what you're getting into, really have the divine on your side.
That's true.
It's like dip your toe in first.
You never
See,
know.
see what the weather's like.
Well, you never know, but the thing is, make sure the divine's with you because you may like one other multiverse
And leave this one empty.
and leave this one empty. Yes,
True. Ace,
And then you
know,
have two in one universe.
you
Yes,
never
what?
know.
be ready for that.
In a different density, Ace could look like Nadia.
Oh
You are the luckiest guy.
Isn't that beautiful?
no! No, Mr. Bill, no!
Oh goodness.
Well, I guess Moon's birthday's coming up because I see Mary Jane saying happy birthday to Moon.
Well, happy birthday, Moon.
Yes, Moon's birthday is tomorrow. Yes.
Happy birthday, Moon.
The
birthday,
4th
love.
of July. She came in with a bang.
She's very patriotic.
Yeah, very good. All right.
The doctor didn't slap you and make you red, white, and blue, did he?
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Left
And
a
you're
birthmark.
Okay.
All right, love and light, guys.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
See you on
It wasn't
Friday.
as bad as
Who's going to host the Mirrors show next week? You?
Oh yeah, I'll do Wednesday.
Oh,
Okay.
the other version of Jen when she comes out of the mirror, you mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the House of Mirrors and how they make you look funny? Uh-huh. Yep.
I am that
No,
reflection.
but I've seen
all
the
time.
Wax Museum.
All right. All right, guys. Have a wonderful 4th. Be safe.
Yes.
And
If you're traveling, absolutely.
anybody who finds Schneider, please return him back. He's going to be
Oh,
chasing
oh.
fireworks.
If you're flying Boeing, bring your own door. Okay.
Is it still popping out? Are they still popping?
They've had 2 or 3. I don't know that they have to go and pay $4 billion. I don't know.
They,
Wait,
as
did
I
we
understand
close
it,
on
are on their way out.
Yeah.
There will not be a Boeing anymore. Well,
Do
with
you
the
know-
with the suppressed inventions that will be coming out, they're going to be taking over all the airlines anyway. So
Do you know when that will happen? Close to about?
Taking the airline.
I'm getting within 2 years.
Oh, within 2 years.
Yeah.
I wonder if something's going to be happening within 2 weeks to a month with the airlines, if they're going to be grounded or not.
Um, I get a yes.
Yeah, I have a feeling something's coming up within 2 weeks to a month.
Yeah, sometime within this month.
Yes. There's a 2. Give it time.
Yeah.
The military, this is a white hat operation.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then
Yeah, we're going into magic carpets now.
ooh, I have quite a bit.
Fire
I just
goggles.
roll them. I got to unroll them and get them like charged.
Yeah,
Is it gonna
take
be
the
a
dust
Tesla?
off of them. Beat the dust out of it.
Is it a Tesla rug? I don't know. I should put it in this solar rug.
You've got to charge it. It's not worth it.
I did
Yeah,
have
charge the rug.
a Vippy question that I heard yesterday, that they found 200 children in the desert. Or in Arizona.
Rescued. Yeah,
They were rescued.
200 missing children.
A yoga mat. I think a yoga mat would work. Just put a little fringes on the end, Jules.
Were they alive?
Yes,
Okay.
they were
It was
rescued.
rescue, not
Yes,
recovery.
they did. Yes.
Oh, rescue. That's amazing if it was true.
Yes, they did. Absolutely, they did. Wow.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Now, I like the fact that they took down the thieves that stole the children.
All
Yes.
right.
So, and once again, the white hat card comes in here. So this is operations. Yep.
And I think it's happening in a lot of places because they found some near city of Chicago. They're finding them and trying them. They're going for trial. So
Good.
it's
Good.
starting to move forward, I hope.
That's good.
Excellent note to bow out on.
Okay.
Yes, it was something
So-
positive.
Yep.
So we will see you on Friday.
All right. Love
Be
guys.
here. I won't be a goose next time. Donnie won't be a monkey. And
You never know.
I might still be baking, but my baking has a lot to be desired.
you
You can
bring
probably
your
put me
snacks.
down as a construction.
Okay.
I might
Because the
be-
bricks
I
that
might
I come
be-
out of that oven are
He's
amazing.
he's a culinary architect.
I might be
There
a
you
monkey
go.
from my mirror. I might come as a monkey from the mirror.
Oh no!
Okay.
One of the 12 monkeys.
Yeah, I'll be one of the Planet of the Apes monkeys. I'll be coming from a
Wow.
different place.
She just wants to rule the world. That's all there is to it. Okay.
Call me Caesar, everybody. Call me Caesar.
Everybody wants to rule the world.
All right. Love.
All
Bye.
right.
Love ya.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.